I have to ask you a favor. I need you to do something for me.
Does this have anything to do with me and Clint?
No, it doesn't. No, I have more important things to think about.
All right, then. I'll do anything I can.
Remember that you said that. I need you to draw my blood and give it to the lab to be tested.
No.
Dorian, I'm Jessica's mother. If anyone's going to be a match, it's going to be me. And you and I both know that the chances of finding an unrelated donor are practically non-existent.
No doctor in his right mind is going to perform elective surgery on a transplant patient.
Look, I'm a major benefactor of this hospital. So is Asa. If I'm compatible, we simply convince the board to allow the surgery. That's all.
He could die.
That's okay. I've had a very long and wonderful life. Jessie has her whole life ahead of her. She has a baby.
I know it's heartbreaking, but it's really not worth sacrificing yourself.
Well, can you come up with a better answer?
No, I'm afraid not. In this case, there are very few answers available.
I know you, and I know that if Adriana or Cassie were in this situation, if they were fighting for their lives, and there was even the tiniest possibility you could help them, you would do it, no matter the cost. Please, I will owe you forever. All you have to do is take my blood and get it tested. That's it. We can always figure out the rest later on.
Come with me.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Thanks for the truth, Rex.
Well, if I gave you any less, you'd be out that door.
You said you didn't want to lose me.
And I'm sorry for what I did.
So, which is more important to you? Me? Or getting back at Tate?
It's more complicated than that. Do you believe that I love you?
I'm not talking about you and me.
That's all this is about. Everything happened because Tate tried to mess us up.
You could have just walked away.
That's not who I am, and you know it. You love me for me. And if not, maybe we really are over.
You'll be careful with that, will you?
Of course I will. I don't want your blood on my hands. How would I explain it to people?
Wish fulfillment.
Cheap shot.
Thank you very much for doing this. I mean that.
I drew your blood. But for the record, I'm not going to perform an illegal transplant down in the hospital basement. It's one step the record clear on.
How are you going to get the lab to test the blood?
I have my ways. Really? You do have a control issue, don't you?
Are we ready?
Yes. Yes, we are. Thank you. Lead the way.
Okay. How's Jessica? Scared out of her mind and trying not to show it? Okay. Is she up for a visitor? Yeah, she's with her. You're okay with that? Jessica wanted to see him to talk about Bree. It's good of you to let him do that. And what's wrong? I needed time away. Away from Jessie? Antonio, you don't have to be strong for her all the time. I don't wish you were about that. Well, if it's too painful, I'll understand. What's painful is Tess and what she did. She cared more about getting high for an hour than about living her life. How stupid do you have to be to share a needle with a stranger, a junkie? You just knew, and if she just knew that one time, she wouldn't lie about something like that. I hate Tess for doing this to her. And Jessica is so scared. When I look at her right now, when you look at her, you see Tess. Yeah, I do. And all I feel is anger. I had to get out of the room.
I know you love one and you hate the other, but they're the same person who's exactly the same way it was with Vicky and Nikki.
If there was no Nikki,
There would be no Tess. Believe me, I've been thinking about that ever since we heard the news.
do you blame Vicky?
Not as much as she blames herself.
You don't have to answer this. What? Was Nikki the reason you and Vicky split up? In part.
But it was more complicated than that.
You guys still love each other.
In a way, yeah, we do. I never even thought that we would split. And every time we got back together, we both thought it would last.
I'm sorry.
Antonio, are you afraid that your feelings for Tess are getting in the way between you and Jesse?
I don't know. But if Tess were real, if she were a separate human being, I'd kill her for what she did to Jessica.
I felt the same way about Nikki, and she was far worse than Tess.
That's selfish. They're just as good as killing my wife. So Nash is Bree's father.
Yeah. And now she's in love with Jessica.
No, Tess.
Not anymore.
But she's married.
Yes, and that's never stuck to him before.
So her husband doesn't know.
Oh, he knows. He knows that Jessica loves him.
Miles, we're ready for you.
Great.
You know, Jessica, she's really lucky to have a husband like that who cares for her. You can see it in his eyes. He's very protective.
Sometimes to a fault.
Well, that's good. He's not going to let anything get in the way of Jessica getting along.
He loves me so much, Nash. And the longer this goes on, the more it's gonna hurt him when the truth finally comes out.
When you're strong.
No. No more excuses. He has to know that I betrayed him.
You didn't betray him. You can't help who you fall in love
That's not the point, Nash. I can't ask him to go through this with me. It's too much.
with. Well, he's not going to stay away anyway, so.
No. He's not gonna have a choice because if I get better, I'm leaving him.
I just don't think now's the right time.
Why?
Because you need to get better. You need to get stronger.